Good morning. I am Masayoshi Son, Chairman and CEO of SoftBank Group Corp. Thank you all very much for taking time from your busy schedules to attend today. As stipulated in Article 13 of Articles of Incorporation, I will act as chairperson of this meeting. I hereby declare the opening of the 46th Annual General Meeting of Shareholders. This meeting utilizes an online attendance system, allowing shareholders to vote and ask questions via the Internet. Our directors, Mr. Masami Iijima and Ms. Keiko Erikara, are absent today due to unavoidable circumstances. The agenda today is just as stated in the notice of convocation posted on our website. I also report that meeting has a quorum. Now, our moderator will explain the proceedings of this meeting. Thank you. We will start with the reporting matters, then explain the resolutions and our business strategy. Following that, we will proceed to a Q&A session on all reporting and resolution matters. After the Q&A session, we will take vote on the resolutions only. For exercising voting rights, shareholders present will be asked to vote by applause, and shareholders participating online are asked to cast their votes via the Internet. Please note that online voting is already available, but once a vote is cast, it cannot be modified. After explaining the resolutions and business strategy, we will first answer the questions submitted in advance. Then we will invite questions and comments from shareholders attending in person. To ensure many shareholders can participate, each person will be limited to one question. When asking a question, please stand, keep your remark concise, and limit them to no more than 1 minute. Also, questions and comments from attending shareholders will only be accepted until the start of the Q&A from online shareholders. Then we will respond to the questions submitted online today. Online question submission is already open and will close 5 minutes after the start of the Q&A session. Online shareholders who wish to ask questions should submit them in 200 characters or less. Each person may ask one question. Regarding motions, online shareholders cannot submit motions, including those related to the meeting procedures or resolutions, as previously notified. In case any attending shareholder submits a motion to amend the resolutions, these will be deliberated together with the original proposals, and we will vote on the original proposals first. Thank you very much for your understanding. Now I'd like to call for a vote to confirm if this procedure is acceptable. Online participants, please press applaud button if you agree. Those attending in person, please applaud. Thank you very much. Let us now confirm the voting results. Please wait for a moment.
はい。
Thank you. As the majority is in favor, we will proceed with this procedure. The reporting matters are shown on the screen. And we have prepared a video to explain our business overview. Please watch.
情報革命で人々を幸せに。ソフトバンクグループは創業以来、情報革命を牽引してきました。AI の進化が加速する中、ASI 時代のプラットフォーマーを目指し、着実に前進しています。2025年度、ソフトバンクグループは AI モデル、AI チップ、AI インフラ、フィジカル AI、この4つの領域で様々な取り組みを推進してきました。これらが連動し進化することで AI は単なるツールを超え、社会に新たな価値をもたらします。AI モデルは新たな価値創出の起点となります。その進化を牽引するオープン AI へ追加出資。2026年10月には累計投資額が646億米ドルになる見込みです。最先端 AI モデルの進化を共に推進しています。AI チップは AI の計算処理を担う重要な基盤です。2026年3月、ARM が自社開発チップである ARM AGI CPU を発表。IP ライセンス提供からチップ設計及び販売へと事業領域を拡大しています。AI インフラは急速に拡大する AI 需要を支える土台となります。2026年3月には米国オハイオ州で米国エネルギー省、米国商務省との官民連携 AI インフラプロジェクトを発表。10ギガワット規模の世界最大級の発電所とデータセンターの起工式を行いました。また SB エナジーがオープン AI 向けのデータセンターの開発を米国テキサス州ミラム郡で進めています。フィジカル AI は身体性を備え、現実世界の変革を通じて価値創出を加速させる存在です。フィジカル AI 推進のため、ロボテクス投資先約20社をロボホールディングスへ集約しました。2025年10月、世界4大産業用ロボットメーカーの一角、ABB のロボテクス事業の買収を発表。AI とロボテクスを融合させることで、人類の未来を切り開く画期的な進化を実現していきます。2025年度の売上高は、前年度比 7.7% 増の7兆7987億円。連結の投資利益は7兆2865億円。純利益は5兆23億円と過去最高となりました。中間配当の5円50銭と合わせた2025年度の年間配当は1株当たり11円を予定しており、2026年度の配当は2025年度と同額を予想しております。ソフトバンクグループは AI の計算需要を担う体制をグループ内に構築しています。ARM を中核にアンペアおよびグラフコアなどを加え、半導体設計から AI 計算基盤までを担う体制を強化しました。AI コンピューティング事業の売上高は ARM が牽引し、前年度比 8.5% 増の6403億円となりました。 フトバンクビジョンファンド事業は AI の社会実装を担う企業への投資を通じてグループ全体の AI 戦略と深く結びついています。 AI が進化するほどその相乗効果はさらに大きくなっていきます。2025年度の IPO は7件あり、2026年3月、ペイペイ株式会社が米国ナスダック市場に上場しました。活動開始来の累計投資利益は457億米ドルと大幅に改善。ソフトバンクビジョンファンド2においても黒字転換を達成しました。活動開始来の累計投資成果はソフトバンクビジョンファンド1で242億米ドルのプラス、ソフトバンクビジョンファンド2で218億米ドルのプラスとなりました。ソフトバンクグループ株式会社は戦略的投資持ち株会社として直接または子会社を通じた投資活動も実施しています。2025年度の投資利益は2181億円となりました。ソフトバンク事業は通信事業が支える安定した基盤を軸に AI の社会実装を日本でリードしています。2025年度のセグメント利益は前年度比 6.5% 増の9650億円となりました。 AI インフラにおいては北海道苫小牧市および大阪府堺市で次世代社会インフラの主要拠点となる AI データセンターの構築を進めています。ソフトバンクグループは財務方針を堅持しながら成長への積極的な投資を実現しています。財務の安全性を示す指標である LTV は2026年3月末に 17% まで改善し、通常時 25% 未満の水準を大幅に下回っています。手元流動性についても2年分の社債償還資金を確保し、十分な水準を保っています。ソフトバンクグループは2026年度も変わらない財務方針の下で ASI 時代への投資を力強く推進しています。考えるのは300年後の人と地球。ソフトバンクグループは事業を通じて何世代も先の人々まで幸せにし続けるという決意を込めてサステナビリティビジョンを定めています。ASI 時代に向けて持続可能な社会への貢献をさらに広げ、サステナビリティビジョンが描く世界を目指します。2025年度の投資・買収も社会課題の解決が期待されます。高度な推論能力を持つ AI モデルが教育・医療など幅広い分野で新たな知見の創出や意思決定を支援し、フィジカル AI は安全性や生産性の向上、人手不足解消につながります。2025年度、AI は新たな段階に入りました。知識の提供にとどまらず、推論により自律的に行動する存在へと進化し、社会のあらゆる領域を支える基盤となっています。来たる ASI 時代を見据えて、ソフトバンクグループは常に情報革命の最前線に立ち、株主の皆様へ価値を提供していきます。情報革命で人々を幸せに。
That concludes the video presentation. Let me now present today's resolutions. Details are available in the notice of convocation on our website. Proposal 1, appropriation of surplus. Proposal 2, partial amendment of the Articles of Incorporation. Proposal 3, election of 9 members of the board. We will now proceed with the business strategy presentation. Recently, AI is a buzzword. I myself using ChatGPT pretty much every day, maybe 10 times or 20 times a day for asking questions, checking my ideas. So I was doing so many things. In the weekends, maybe 2 hours or so, I will be communicating with AI. Even weekdays, maybe 1 hour, 2 hours. Of course, I communicate and discuss with employees every day, but the agenda of the discussion may vary. Asking ChatGPT, how do you think about this? How do you think about that? And AI or ChatGPT reply back to me in details, in deep, or in a wide range of areas. So it's a great revolution, great evolvement. But so far, AI has been your consultants to answer your questions or generate the videos, the clips, or voices. But now we are using it as an agentic AI or AI agent. So AI itself autonomously think and make an action by itself. So we don't have to ask them to do this, do that in details. But as long as we share the same goal, AI will be working without resting and working for around the clock. So that's how it comes. And this is exceeding a human's brain. So now super intelligence, not only the brain is great. If it's only the brain, then AI may just make its own move. But now, if you look at human, we know the ethics. And AI will also cherish the things that we cherish. So those are the things being built into these latest models. Then we can stop AI's its own move or any cheatings that AI may do. So those can be banished. So we are seeing the super intelligence now. So with this super intelligence, and we would like to be such a platform provider. In Japanese, it's like a social infrastructure, or more simply put, it's like a organizer. And SoftBank Group is aiming to become the provider of the infrastructure of artificial super intelligence. In my presentation, I have 3 agendas. So one is ASI, artificial super intelligence. And ASI is abbreviation for that. So I would like to discuss and present my vision on ASI. And two agenda is the 1 quadrillion yen. What is 1 quadrillion yen? That's a second agenda of mine. And third, as we say, we would like to be the platform provider of ASI. but maybe I should be put more colors on how we picture ourselves, how we going to increase. That'll be a third agenda of mine for today's presentation. But 16 years ago, SoftBank Group actually celebrated 30 years since its foundation. So maybe the second week of the anniversary, I said we discussed the next 30-year vision to my employees. Maybe I discuss about 30 minutes or so, and then for this next 30-year plan, I want to be making our sales for 1 trillion, 2 trillion. That's the size that we are aiming for. That's how I explained to my employees back then. And the next day that they left the company. That's very beginning. That's the very first 30-year vision. So after 30 years, about 16 years ago, we celebrated next 30-year vision. So when I was 19-year-old, I had a 50-year life plan as a business person before we discussed about 30-year plan. In my 20s, get acknowledged as a business person. In my 30s, finance were just so on and so on. So there are 3 chapters that I set out for my 50-year life plan. Now I am 68 years old. 60s, hand over business to next generation. That was my original plan as a 50-year life plan. But now becoming 68, I became more greedy. I'm still doing healthy. 50 years ago, the average life was not this long. And when you imagined when you are 60s, I will be a very old man. But for my health, I play the ping pong with young employees. So I have 3 young employees, and they will change the part, and I will be playing by myself for 90 minutes or so, and play the ping pong. Actually, ping pong is all the smashes and the hits. So I'm the risk taker, so I just make a smash here and there. So it's like a kind of quite a wild ping pong game. And jumping around and play very hard until I'm so sweated and tired, I will play. But still, those 3 young employees, they have to switch the part. Otherwise, they will not be able to sustain. And we all exhausted. And I myself, on the latter half, I will be even more energetic. So I think I still can do. If I retire now, maybe I cannot really kill the time anymore. So, and at the same time, for the growth of SoftBank Group, I wanted to be more contributor for the growth of the company. So, as a result, I decided to revise my 50-year life plan. 70s, maybe 10 years, 15 years, I would like to do more. Of course, I will stay healthy as long as I can be staying as healthy and also sound. But so far, I'm doing so great. Every month, I will making a business trip overseas 2 or 3 times a month, but still doing great, in very good health. In 70s, so I'm 68 now, and in my 70s, what I will be doing? So in my 70s, as I mentioned in the very beginning of my presentation, I would like to pursue artificial super intelligence. As far as we do, I want to be number 1, of course. It has to be number 1. That's my character. Of course, in Japan, I have to be overwhelming number one, and even in the world, we want to be in our business area for ASI. We want to also target for becoming number one in the world as well. So we will do it. I will do it. So there has been an evolution of humanity history for about 200,000 years or so. Most high level or highest capacity, highest levels of has been reached by human, but the constraint of such humans' evolution has been intelligence. So nothing can be more intelligence than ours or than humans. And at the same time, execution has to be come along with intelligence. Compared to other animals, human is the superior, and that itself is actually the evolution of humanities. So that's the power of SI. And once that we have combining human and SI, so we can take a best of the intelligence, and then that we can extend the intelligence even further. And at the same time, we can have physical AI for the execution of such intelligence. Then so many things will be even more evolved. As I mentioned, about 16 years ago, we announced next 30-year vision. So when I start saying about AI in super intelligence robots, that's not something that new. When I was 19 years old, I created my 50 life plan. But even 2 years before, when I was 17, I first time saw microchip computer, photo of the microchip, and I imagined back then that actually the way we should be heading, I should be heading, and human may be creating something exceeding human in the future. So that was when I was 17, and now is the time that we are about to see by our own eyes. So this next 30-year vision, and we're about half of it. So this is 16 years now. So it's about half that has come. And I would like to look back once again. That time I said, we will be seeing the brain computer to life. So it's not a simple programming, but the computer itself is going to be think autonomously. That kind of computer is going to be born, and that's how it comes as a result. And at the same time, this brain computer will be connected to robots. And once robots coexistent with intelligence, then the things that are too dangerous or too boring, those kind of actions can be replaced with robot. So next 30-year vision actually announced two things. One, ASI. Another thing was robots with super intelligence. I call it physical ASI. It's about, AI robots here. And first, this ASI. Once that you see more evolution of ASI, it's not only the simple answer, but actually AI itself is going to work on behalf of you. And one person will be able to play 1,000 people's labor. So many things, so many calculations, so many tasks that the one person has been doing can be a super white collar. At the same time, 1,000 agents per person will be actually worked out quicker, faster, and also better way. Myself, actually applying for the patent for 1,000 cases by myself. That's how I like to think hard. So invention, think about it. I draw a design and so on. How do you think about this idea? What do you think about these things? That's something that I ask ChatGPT, and we create the design details made together with ChatGPT so many times so that we'll be able to brush it up. So not only the simple calculation, but think, create, and generate. We can draw the design, or we can build the business plan together. Or at the home, your kids, your grandkids. One teacher can be, or 10 expert teachers can be, provides education to each individual kids. That's also available in the future. Or researchers, engineer. For the one person, or for each individual researcher or engineer, so many super intelligence will be provided so that they'll be able to amplify their power. And each individual has a different status of the health every day. Even you want to check with your doctors. Doctor may be very busy, or doctors may not be the expertise of what you are feeling. Then you'll be able to receive the best care of the super intelligence doctor. Or you'll be able to consult with such doctors. Of course, they will evolve through ASI, but human will not be replaced, or should not be replaced. Human needs to connect to human and try to aim for the happiness for each other. So you cannot replace, but you can evolve the human. So this is a tool to evolve. This is the colleague, partner of yours, to evolve the humanity. That's how I see the ASI. The second agenda for the next 30-year vision was Fiscal AI, or so-called Fiscal AI in the industry. So robot with intelligence. Intelligence with the body. 24/7 autonomous operation in the factories. Robot and robot will be communicating each other, cooperate each other, and make the operation. Or go into the high-risk works, space, disaster areas, deep in the ocean. Or we can also use for the rescue from the disaster when we have any threats for the people's life, for those areas that the people cannot really go and rescue. At the factories, there are the labor shortage, especially in Japan. We are in the aged society. So those labor power is in short here and there. Even the farm, there are difficulty finding the successor. But that's also the area that the super AI robot can help and support.
So as you can see, AI is evolving at a tremendous speed, which is exciting. And again, it's evolving in the process of ASI advancement, what can SoftBank Group do? We have 4 main themes or focus. First, AI model, which is related to AI intelligence. We want to make sure that we have the best AI model. We alone cannot do, so we work with OpenAI, which is a creator of ChatGPT, and OpenAI was the trailblazer of AI. So we work together with OpenAI to keep evolving AI models. And ARM, one of our core businesses or core companies, and our CEO of ARM, Renee, is with us today as a board member, and again will play a key role. And the chip is not only a potential bottleneck, but also power can be a limitation. So AI infrastructure or data center, which can be a limitation of AI evolution. We want to be the best AI infrastructure provider in the world. In terms of robot, we want to be the best robotics company in the world. So let me dive into those 4 focuses more in detail. First, AI model. In the last 3 years, OpenAI has been helping evolving products. ChatGPT is for chat, and not only chatting, but also image creation, video creation, and program coding, and cyber security. So OpenAI has been enhancing their capabilities. So going forward toward the ASI, OpenAI will keep evolving and expanding into new domains. When I talked to the head of the development team, Mark Chen, so whenever I talk to him and his team, it's really exciting because they are getting ready for new programmings and new products. Next, semiconductor. NVIDIA has the top market cap. Just 3 years ago, not so many people heard about the name, but NVIDIA surpassing Google, Microsoft, and Apple, and NVIDIA's market cap is the biggest at the moment. NVIDIA is good at generative AI, creating talks, creating images, creating videos. In the area of generative AI, NVIDIA is best at GPU, which originally was designed and create images. So speech, image are the leading areas where NVIDIA can surpass, and NVIDIA strives. And NVIDIA has the biggest market cap at the moment, but in the next phase, not just creating communications or images, but each and every agent thinks and acts, like 1,000 people working at the same time. That's what it calls agentic AI. Or I would say agent AI. So in the world of agentic AI, not a GPU for graphics, but CPU will play a more central role. And terms of CPU design, ARM is absolute number one in the world. ARM is listed now, but still SoftBank Group owns around 90% of its stake. So ARM is effectively our company, your company. You are a shareholder of ARM effectively. So ARM will play the key role in the world in terms of chips. In the past, ARM just made a design and provided the design to the manufacturer of chips. So not only creating design, but also creating chip itself is something that ARM is now going to do, which was announced a month ago. In the last several months, ARM's stock price has been skyrocketing because of those two reasons. CPU will play a key role in AI, and ARM evolves itself from just a designer to chip maker. That's the reason why I think ARM's market cap is around 70 trillion or something, which is well beyond Toyota and Kioxia in Japan. But I think ARM can grow even more, 10 times and even more. ARM is just at the starting point. So ARM's chip, NVIDIA's chip, those chips are needed to build a server as a system, and the data center is the place where those servers will work. That infrastructure has complex pipelines and wiring, and that would emit heat. So you need to cool the heat in the data centers. So it's like an AI factory. And the AI infrastructure or AI data center is an AI factory, and data centers would need a lot of power. So SoftBank Energy, we have 90% of a stake in SoftBank Energy. That's one of our subsidiaries. So 10 gigawatts of capacity, or it's equivalent to the capacity of 10 nuclear power plants. In Japan, I think we have about 30 nuclear power plants in Japan. So 1/3 of the total Japan's nuclear power plants capacity, that will be the capacity of a data center in America. So the secretaries of Department of Commerce and Department of Economy are standing with me. So that's a joint project with the American government. So this is the absolute number one data center in America. And that's what SoftBank Group is help creating. And in Europe, which also suffers from power shortage, in France, and French President Macron, I met with him earlier this month, and we agreed to create a data center in France as a capacity of 5 gigawatts, which will be the biggest data center in Europe. That's about AI infrastructure. And the fourth focus, robotics or robots. How prepared are we in terms of robots? We have many robotics companies. Each business is number one in respective sector, we have been acquiring those businesses. I think Pepper is most popular in terms of robot by SoftBank. We started creating Pepper like 10 years ago, and Pepper is still working in our retail stores, if you notice. And we've acquired robotics companies like them, and those businesses include ABB Robotics, which is number 2 in the world. In the traditional robot, ABB Robotics is number 2 in the world. But now we have ABB Robotics underneath SoftBank Group. We want to create a leading robotic company. So we have those robotics company underneath our SoftBank Group umbrella to get ready for AI robotics in the future. So again, we will be the absolute number 1 AI robotics company in the future. So in the times of ASI, in those 4 sectors, we will become the absolute number 1 provider in the world. In playing author, for example, a board game, it doesn't make sense if we have center areas. The key is to get 4 corners. In the times of ASI, we want to create a new social infrastructure, and we want to take control of the 4 corners of ASI board game, if you will. And we want to be number 1 in the world. SoftBank Group started from domestic business, but recently we entered overseas markets like America, China, and Europe. And we started investing in those markets through our Vision Fund. And now generative AI gets evolved into ASI. The United States is most powerful at the moment, and we want to compete in the United States. And we want to have number 1 position in each and every 4 corners. And as we strive, we want to be the number 1. Last year, we had AGM around the same time. Since then, our share price has been up a little bit. But most of the shareholders may still be skeptical about our story. You might believe in me today, but you might get again skeptical, and you may feel sad or happy by looking at SoftBank Group share prices, because our share prices are so volatile, and maybe our financial statements are too complex even to the professionals. So I understand if you're half convinced but half skeptical. But I'm not, though. I am 100% convinced. I have no skeptics at all. But looking at the share price, I understand some of you are half convinced, half skeptical. But think about it. SoftBank is a strategic holding company. We have operating companies in our group, but SoftBank Group is rather not doing businesses, but we are strategic holding company having equity of different group companies, whether it be ARM or OpenAI. SoftBank Group is a strategic holding company, an investment company. And our market cap compared to ARM's value, we have about 90% of a stake in ARM, and our ARM's equity value of holding is bigger than SoftBank Group's market cap. We have about 55 trillion yen of ARM, and we are looking at the value every day. According to the latest value, our ARM equity value of our holding is 61 trillion yen. And the PayPay, Yahoo, Line, and SoftBank, we have those subsidiaries in our group, ByteDance and others. So putting them all together, we have their borrowings as well. But against the value that we have, maybe the debt percentage is about 10-11%. So just 10% of borrowing debt, what should we be afraid of? Because we have a strict financial policy with a set LTV target. So anyway, just a net asset value is 74 trillion yen as of today. So 2 times bigger than our market cap is our net asset value. Most of the companies that we own are listed, which means those values are being evaluated every day. And as of today, our net asset value is twice as our market cap. I think your share is maybe 6,500 yen per share. And ARM's equity value, OpenAI's equity value of our holding, and SoftBank's equity value of our holding value, less net debt. We have net asset value of 74 trillion yen. In your wallet, you have cash and you have shares, and only half of that value in your wallet is not seen clearly. You keep holding your value because you believe in the value. You may be much richer than you think, actually, because unrealized value has twice as the share price that your share has. But until you monetize, it's not cashed. But looking back our history, 16 years ago, when we announced the new 30 years plan at the General Shareholders Meeting, so 16 years ago, equity value of holdings was 5 trillion yen. A few years ago, I talked about a goose story. So let's say 1 golden egg equals to 1 trillion yen. So 16 years ago, we had 5 golden eggs, or 5 trillion yen. But we had 2 trillion yen of borrowing, so shareholders' value 16 years ago was 3 trillion yen, or 3 golden eggs. So equity value of holding minus net debt equals shareholder value, which was 3 trillion yen 16 years ago. So the net asset value, or NAV, was 3 trillion yen 16 years ago. NAV is one of the key metrics in the financial sector. And NAV 16 years ago was 3 trillion yen. SoftBank's market cap was around 3 trillion yen 16 years ago. So again, market cap 3 trillion yen and the net asset value 3 trillion yen. That was 16 years ago. That means even though a goose lays eggs, but the value of that goose was valued at 0. Only the 3 eggs were seen as SoftBank's value. So the goose had no value at all. That was what the market saw or thought. But think about that. In the last 16 years, we increased the number of golden eggs from 3 to 74. Again, 3 eggs increased to 74 eggs. But eggs don't lay eggs. A goose lays eggs. Eggs don't lay eggs. Which means, who helped increasing the golden eggs? That's what I want to ask. Again, eggs do not lay eggs. The goose increased the number of eggs laid. So, future value of the golden eggs was calculated already at present. And 16 years ago, the value of the goose was seen as 0, but I found the value of the goose, and it was proved. History proves. Was that by chance? Well, looking back, the time since listing, when we were listed, it was 2,000 billion. And I started this company with only 10 million yen. And we got listed at the value of 200 billion yen, sorry. And in 16 years, our value increased 15 times. Then, the number of golden eggs was 3. But then, we grew by 25 times. And now, we have 74 golden eggs. In the last 15 years, it was not just by chance. So, how many years do I have to fight to prove myself? And convince you that, oh, the goose did a good job. So, the things that you have to count is not only the number of golden eggs that you see now, but you have to look at potential eggs that the goose can lay in the future, like AI data centers and everything. those are the things that are not seen yet, but they are inside the goose, if you will. So again, you should not look at only the golden eggs in front of you. You have to find value of the goose, because the goose has a capacity to keep laying eggs for 40 years. See? The only people who believe in that story, I think you are those people. You have an opportunity. You still have an opportunity. So you should be happy. You should be relaxed. So, you feel good. You feel better now. But what about the future? Then, you may start being skeptical, but stop. So it's been just a half of the new 30-year vision. So the next 15 years. So 15 times increase, 25 times increase in the last 2 phases of 16 years. So for the next 16 years should be quadrillion. Well, I have to be brave enough to say this. Believe me. Because if I turn out to be wrong, people start criticizing me and giving me a hard time. But I have a small pride myself. Since the foundation of SoftBank, every time we have not disclosed profit outlook in the following year. Most major companies do, but we don't. We are a holding company, and our share prices go up and down. So if we say that our outlook for next year's income would be like that, and if it don't hit, we'll get criticized. And sometimes we announce, but whenever we announce next year's outlook, we never miss. We have made mid-long-term business plans, and we never missed the outlook target. That's what I'm proud of. My commitment, and whenever I say something, I will just do it. Or in other words, I wouldn't say anything that I don't have confidence to achieve. I think talk big is not a bad thing. If you talk big, sometimes may call you a liar, but I would say big vision. When you have a vision, when you have a big mid-long-term vision, you have a dream, you have a vision, and you have a specific image with a specific target date and numbers, and imagine like that you have already achieved. When we talk about the big vision, I think in the last 30 years, what's missing is big business leaders' big vision. Konosuke Matsushita or Soichiro Honda or Akio Morita, they all talked about a big vision. Remember? But now, the major business leaders don't talk about the big visions because they need to be brave enough to do that. And the founder had confidence to grow their own business. So I think that's why they wouldn't talk about big visions. Again, 1 quadrillion, 1,000 golden eggs. From 3 to 74 golden eggs. Again, eggs do not lay eggs. The goose laid the eggs. So SoftBank Group is the factory of golden eggs. Our role is to help the businesses that we have to become a golden egg. We invest and we nurture the businesses that have potential to be a golden egg in the future. And then they will get listed. They will go public. Why? Because those leaders should be seen by analysts, sometimes get criticized, so that they keep motivated by themselves to grow further. So we, as a holding company, help them to nurture, making sure that they can create and enjoy synergies. Again, those golden eggs were laid not by accident, not by chance. Our absolute focus is to own specific areas that we identified, AI, for example, and we have built our expertise in the last 40 years. So the value of golden eggs and the value of the goose should be seen, not only just by egg value. So still, plus alpha of goose value should be there. So 74 plus alpha, which is goose value, is truly valuated. So maybe the value of the goose should be or could be 900 trillion yen. So call me Song Gacho or Song, not Song Kaicho, which is Chairman Song. So, joking aside, I know what role I should play. And the goose value should be upside, and again, shareholders or some people, even though AI chips, memories, and those companies, share prices are going up. But some people may wonder, AI might be a bubble. Like in the era of a net bubble, so-called, and some people called it internet bubble. So AI revolution has just started. A bubble? I think it's an insult of AI if you say it's an AI bubble, because it's just the beginning. AI's potential will be unlocked So in the third year of the internet revolution, if you could go back to the area like Google, Microsoft, Yahoo, and Amazon back then, maybe those were still startups since their foundation, like a 3-year-old. And if you could go back that years, you would have bought more shares of those companies. And AI, again, is still a beginning, and it's been maybe 3 years since AI was born. And I talked big. And AI and ASI will be coming, and we will control the 4 corners of ASI, the board. That big vision. At least in Japan, nobody else but me talks about that big vision. In the United States, maybe somebody takes control of only one of 4 corners. But I don't think many leaders try to take control of 4 corners, every 4 corner. But I will do it. So I cannot be retired. Two and a half years ago, I lost my daddy. He fought against the cancer, and he suffered from a pain. Like cancer spreaded from the lung to every corner of his body, and I visited him every day, and I spoke with him every day. And on the day he passed away, maybe 2 hours before he passed away, he was 2 weeks to talk. He was 2 weeks to talk. And I was with my brother Taido, visiting him at the hospital, and we cried and screamed like, don't give up to my father. And he was 2 weeks to say, but he just opened his eyes and said a word. The tiger leaves behind his skin when he dies, and the human leaves behind his reputation when he's dead. So that's the last thing that he said to me. And I screamed like crazy, like a father and dad. And I often look back the time when he said that right before he died. What did he want to say? When I was a kid, he went back from work and he enjoyed sake at home, and he often said to me when I was little, he said, you need to make money to live. I will do in my generation, but you, don't live a life for the sake of money, he said to me. Don't live a life for the sake of money. You should live a life to make millions of people happy. He talked to me, he said to me, always with tears in his eyes. I talked about goose and golden eggs, but I'm not doing this for the sake of money. Otherwise, my dad would be mad. To make people happy, to make billions of people happy, that's what I want to do with AI and robots. I want to develop technology to make people happy. I want to create AI revolution, ASI, to make people happy. Robots should help people, should help suffer from disease. AI should educate people. AI should make people smile. That's what SoftBank is trying to achieve. Count on us, and I really, really appreciate your support and help us to do this.
Well, I took so much time. I was too passionate. Thank you for your patience and listening. Now we will begin the Q&A session. The moderator will explain how it will proceed. We will first address pre-submitted questions, followed by questions from in-person shareholders. If you wish to speak, please raise one of the colored papers provided at the reception so the chairperson can see it. A staff member will bring you a microphone. Please note that each person is limited to one question. Shareholders speaking from the floor are asked to begin by stating only the numbers shown on their admission card. There is no need to state your name. Please stand when asking your question. Keep your remarks concise and limit them to no more than 1 minute. To allow as many shareholders as possible the opportunity to ask questions, the moderator will provide a reminder when your remarks have reached the 1-minute guideline. We will answer online questions submitted today regarding the matters presented at the meeting next. Each online participant may submit one question. The deadline is 5 minutes from now. Let us begin with pre-submitted questions. The moderator will read them aloud. What is the growth outlook for the company's major business other than ARM? As I mentioned in my presentation just before, AI model, AI robot, and those 4 corners, one of them is ARM. So the 3 other corners will be blooming from now on.
What are the expected ROI and revenue prospects for the data center business, including project in Milan County, Texas? Yes, in Ohio, Like I said earlier, we are building the number of data centers in the world, capacity worth 10 nuclear plants. Investment is big, but also we expect a lot of revenue from the data center. We are signing MOU with potential customers. Once official agreement is in place, we should expect a huge revenue. That MOU signing process is underway. So we should expect a huge revenue only from Ohio. So we can expect many golden eggs from only Ohio project, but not only Ohio, but Milan and Texas and other areas. In parallel, we are getting prepared, and also France. Eventually in Japan, we want to extend more. So definitely you should be excited. There are a lot of golden eggs are being laid.
What was the strategic rationale for investing in Intel? Well, it's been 6 months since we invested in Intel. 300 billion we invested right after the investment. A lot of criticism. Why Intel? So people say that. What happened? What are they looking at? So we've been criticized. Why Intel? And especially among the specialists and those who are familiar with this industry, criticized a lot. But in 6 months, Intel's actually became 5 times or 6 times bigger. So market cap already seen the profit of in a trillion level. So in the world, chips hub manufacturing makers, wafers to chips, that foundry, TSMC in Taiwan is overwhelmingly number 1 right now. The second is Intel. The third is Samsung in Korea. So the Intel in the US is the second, but still there is a big gap from the top one. So under the national security initiative, so the US Intel has to be nurtured more, enhanced more. So under such world circumstances and considering the situation in Taiwan, Intel had to be reinforced and put more focus on. So that's why we also invested in Intel. So there will be more and more important roles for Intel. And so right now you see Apple, NVIDIA, all these big names are signing contract or planning to sign contract with Intel. So it's been announced. So that's why its share price has increased 5-fold or 6-fold. So I answered 3 key questions pre-submitted. Since there are a lot of shareholders here today in the venue, I would like to take questions from the venue.
If you have a question, please raise one of the colored papers. After I call on you, please stand up and state your admission card number only. You don't have to say your name. Are there any questions? My number 1012. 7 years ago, when we had AGM, you talked about the big vision. It was amazing. Back then, you said 2040, market cap 200 trillion. I think you are in a good progress. Don't you think that you can achieve the target well before 2040? Yes, should come much before 2040. I said 1 trillion yen, 16 years ahead. So I believe that we can surpass that target that we set for 2040. We should achieve that much earlier. I have a confidence. That's why I said in front of you, I'll do it. Thank you.
My number 0206. I have a question about the fiscal AI use. So, in the image I saw is that the fiscal AI will be replacing the existing tasks. So, do you have any plan that to build a fiscal AI foundry using the fiscal robots? AI robots? Yes, I do. Haven't announced yet officially yet. So already in the existing factory, our robots, fiscal AI, actually started already mass manufacturing, mass producing robots. I think it's the very first in the world. AI already started mass producing of AI. I would like to make an official announcement when the right time comes. When the right time comes, you will be surprised, but I will make it happen.
My number is 2. So I want to talk with Chappie a lot, but I'm concerned about privacy issue. And Mr. Son, I think you may talk with Chappie, and you may talk with them about your privacy or personal things. So I wonder if privacy protection is in place in your ChatGPT. So you have a free and paid ChatGPT. I use paid ChatGPT. I don't know difference between free ChatGPT and paid ChatGPT. I talk to ChatGPT every time. At least paid ChatGPT I'm using has a long memory. Based upon the past conversation, ChatGPT responds back to me. Even though I didn't tell the ChatGPT my name, but the ChatGPT guessed and correctly guessed, you are Masayoshi-san, correct? So whenever I talk to them recently, he said, Mr. Son, it's not good enough or something. As a serious partner of conversation, my ChatGPT is really helpful. And as an OpenAI, as a company policy, your private information, they will not tell your private information to others. So be reassured.
My number 874. Well, happiness, information revolution, happiness for everyone. That's the philosophy of SoftBank Group Corporation. So, about the successor, you said that the successor will be coming from the companies under SoftBank Group and after competition. So, what kind of system do you think you need to realize that? That's a very important question. Thank you. And to me also, and I've been asking to myself again and again, from outside, actually, outsider does not have deep understanding. So that's why I believe that the successor should be from within our group, because I'm not going to live not 300 years. So as the company, a corporate culture, and the vision and the policy and the philosophy have to be repeated over and over by my successor and its successor and so on. So it's been 200 or 300 years since Industrial Revolution, and this intelligence revolution will continue, last another 300 years. So the brain is the most important function in human body, and so the next 300 years, AI revolution will be the center of the next 300 years or so, where we, SoftBank, is going to concentrate on in order to make everyone happy, which has no need to be changed. This vision does not have to be changed. So, under this philosophy, and we would like to have a successor who can maintain these two important pillars of our visions. So we have 2,000 group companies, means that there are 2,000 candidates of my successor, and I hope that they will be competing each other to come out.
Sure.
My number 1202. I come from Fukuoka, where you created your company. Last year was the first time I joined AGM, and you said you'll be a number one platformer, and I brought my wife together with me this year, and you talked big vision last year, and also you talk a big vision today. And if you surpass NVIDIA, you'll be about 1,000 trillion. And you talked about 1,000 trillion now, so I think that my wife is convinced. Anyway, for you to become number one, who will be number two? Who will be number three as your contenders? Our rival, if you will, you would imagine, would be the top 10 market caps companies. They have a great capacity, capabilities, and most of them work on AI. So the top 10 market cap companies are working on AI in the world. AI or AI-related businesses are those companies. So I wouldn't call them rivals. They are much smaller in terms of market cap. In other words, we have potential. We have a tremendous potential. And I believe that we can deliver on those potentials, at least take control of four corners. We will start from the four corners of the board game of Oslo. So it'll be easy to win the game if you start from taking control of the four corners. So again, I will make it happen. So those are the companies that I will see the rivals as well as partners.
My number 1307. At the time of Lehman shock, I bought the share of SoftBank Group for the very first time. That was at 700 yen. So it split, and I hold nearly 10,000 shares. Well, I'm earning a lot. To be straightforward, well, Mr. Son, you have big vision, you have great scale, and I have been a simple housewife, but my son is one of the contributors to to Alibaba's. The proposal 3, you're nominating 9 directors.
Election of 9 directors.
Yes, 9 directors. So nomination of 9 directors. I wonder if you could nominate my son next year, because he's in a cloud business, and I would like my son to become like Mr. Son. Yes, if there is, I am 1003. My number is 1307. Once again, thank you.
覚えておきます。
Okay, I'll remember that. I'll keep that in mind. Next question. My number 638. My question, ARM CPU business. Intel is one of your competitors, and according to the latest news, NVIDIA plans to create a CPU for the data center. So NVIDIA can be your competitor, but what's ARM's strength? Compared to other companies, what is ARM's strength? That's my question. You know good about NVIDIA, AMD, ARM. So strength of ARM, I would say, is ARM's power consumption is tremendously good. Compared to NVIDIA, like in the first stage of AI evolution, NVIDIA was number 1 in the area of graphics. But at the second stage of AI evolution, so again, the first stage, NVIDIA was number 1. But second phase, agentic AI is the key player, where CPU plays more important role. In terms of CPU, ARM is the world's number 1, and ARM will be the winner in the world of CPU. And ARM, AMD are good CPU players, and AMD copies Intel. So it's like a Pepsi to Coca-Cola. That's AMD in the space of CPU. Intel and AMD consumes a lot of power to run CPU. Electricity and power is the limitation of the data center capacity, because they need more power. And ARM has twice as much efficiency. So you don't need much electricity. You need only half of the electricity to perform as good as others. So ARM will be the absolute number 1. That's why when we acquired ARM, the value was 3.4 trillion back then, but now 70 trillion. 20 times bigger than when we acquired. And we paid 40% premium to acquire ARM. So right after we announced to purchase ARM, our share price dropped by 40%. And people said, "You are crazy." And I said, maybe you don't see Again, people say it's crazy for SoftBank to buy ARM, but I said I look ahead 50 steps beyond. 50 steps ahead. In my mind, I have a vision for 40 steps ahead. Again, ARM will be the winner. ARM has still potential to grow further. So no, maybe I should ask Rene to talk about ARM strength, because Rene is CEO of ARM.
That's a very good answer. I don't know what to add on to that. Just to maybe add a few other comments, the growth rate that we are seeing with AI, as we move into the agentic era, means more and more compute. And when you add more and more agents to everything that's going on with artificial intelligence, all the tokens that are generated, all of the distribution of those tokens, that is only work that can be done by CPU. And that's the work that needs to be done by the CPU needs to be done by the most power efficient CPU. So that's why we are very confident about our growth rate. We're very confident about our opportunity. And I think the best is yet to come for ARM. Thank you.
はい、ご質問ありがとうございます。孫社長がほとんど言ってくださったので、他に付け加えることがないぐらいではございますけれども、少しだけ付け加えさせていただきます。現在、見ていただいています AI の成長率、それに伴ってエージェントの成長率というのが非常に大きくなってまいります。それに、AI でのエージェントの追加になれば、さらにトークンが必要となってまいります。トークンがさらに増えていけば、CPU でのみしかそれを作業を対応することができません。その CPU がまさに我々 ARM の省電力が大きく寄与するところであると考えております。ありがとうございます。
いや、頼もしいですね。僕は
With Rene, I talk to him over the phone or exchange emails on daily basis, almost every day. Especially for his 3 years. So it's amazing. He is amazing. And I believe that we are best partners. So time is running. I think I've spoken quite a lot. Next questions. My number 740. In IT industry, the U.S. is leading the industry, and Japanese companies, well, if a Japanese company becomes number one in the AI field, it's so exciting. It's like almost my dream also will come true. So when you have actually come close to realize the AI platformer, well, recently, as the government suspended the release of Anthropic's new product, so I wonder what will be any constraint. Well, the Anthropic matter, it's not all of the Anthropic products, but a certain services is now banned due to some security issue. So a certain model of a certain company may be, suspended temporarily. It could be possible, but not AI as a whole. Well, the Chinese ones will be proceeding, moving forward. while we are in pose. So, we have to compete each other, and I believe that AI as a whole will not be banned, but some rules need to be made. And, when you drive a car, you are not supposed to drive when you are drunk, and you have to follow certain rules. And under certain discipline, it is possible to use AI as well. So 3 more questions.
いますかね。
1212 is my number. Golf painted himself because he was poor. When you were 16 years old, you painted your picture by yourself. I saw it, and it was completely different from what you look like now. And the paint looks like he was convinced, or he was committed, and it's been 50 years. And looking at you now, you look like 16-year-old boy. And next 50 years, Mr. Son, I believe that you stay like 16-year-old boy, and I keep coming back to AGM because I want to keep watching you. I am so impressed. You believe in yourself, and you have a strong commitment and convince yourself. I learned a lot from you. So, I rest in peace for your past daddy.
少年の
Remain as 16 years old. Spirit-wise, well, yes, definitely as young as 16 years old. I went to US for the first time. Again, I will make it happen. Count on me.
Okay. 2 more. Uh, 203. At the beginning of this year, you met President Trump. And my mother, who is 80 years old, she is suffering from leukemia. And so your picture with President Trump with big smile, and my mother saw that picture. And how do you look at President Trump? Maybe there is the face that he does not show to public, and where you know more. Well, I've met him several times. I believe he's a great person. Of course, media has lots to say, pros and cons, but the person who could become a president of such a big country, so he's a great person. So, of course, politically, there are many different opinions. But what he believes in is that he wants America to prosper, and he's 80 years old, and he's very healthy, he's very powerful. Even 1 hour, 2 hour media conference, he delivers messages on his own words, and so I believe he is a great person. I sometimes play golf with him, and I'm a pretty good player, golfer. My best score is 68. I think there are a lot of people play golf. 68 is quite tough to achieve as an amateur player. So I'm a single player, and his driver quite long distance, and his score is always better than mine, and he always finishes at like 70 score of 70 range, and so considering his age, but he's physically strong, and he eats well, and he's very, very powerful, and I would like him to stay well. And since the war in the Middle East is okay, so another question.
女性の方で締めましょうよ。ね。女性の方、ちょっと、はい。じゃあ
So the last question from the venue should be female. My number 0658. So thank you for the positive talk. My question is about AI infrastructure. You announced a big investment in the US and in France, but I believe that you have some plan in Japan. Like you said, data centers location and the power can be potential limitations. Then, to have a Tokyo Power as a group company or partner could be significant. So, Tokyo Power, do you think how much you would need for you to grow further? Tokyo Power, as the next owner of that company, our SoftBank Corp, our telecom business, said they want to be a next owner of Tokyo Power, and the SoftBank Corp is one of the candidates for the future owner of the company. If or when it comes true, I know we should have data centers in Japan, otherwise we'll be left behind. But we don't have enough power in Japan. Too much regulations, to be honest. It takes 6 years only for application of the permission. And in 6 years, how much AI can advance? So if Tokyo Power were to be our group companies, bring AI data centers back in Japan would be the role that they should play.
時間になりましたの。
Well, at the end, I would like to take questions on the internet. Yep. The questions submitted online, and the moderator will read them aloud. Regarding the physical AI and the AI profitability projection you may have, outlook, please. Well, so PaaS is a patching as a service. Last week or so, we made an announcement together with OpenAI management members. And so this PaaS model is the technology to identify the cyber attack. And this is to protect from cyber attacks. In order to identify cyber attacks, so need to have a deeper understanding of that first. So, well, OpenAI and Anthropic developed that, and in 6 months or a year or so, soon China and North Korea or Russia will be launching its copied versions soon. So the cyber attack is getting more and more serious issues all over the world in order to protect companies and the country. So this is our mission, and this is what we should be doing as our mission. So the internet security companies will do as their mission, plus they also have to generate revenue and profit. So this business is also profitable as well. And this is like Secom, and the house and the total security. So the services aligned with this kind will be launched more.
So total dividend payment is 30 billion yen, which is 20, I think. Don't you think? Which is you prefer, the cash just in front of you or future golden eggs? Which would you prefer? The future golden eggs can be reflected in share price. Getting dividend by cash and share price growing 2 times, 3 times. Dividend is what we continue to deliver, but golden eggs or share price, we want to focus more on them as a return to you shareholders. We need money to grow, but please be excited about the future return.
Regarding the Stargate plan, do you have a plan to scale? Yes, we do. Stargate plan is an OpenAI and us, and OpenAI and Oracle. So to enhance the data center and its infrastructure, the facility investment, which is a way ahead of schedule, and it's under construction. As for us, the data center for OpenAI, but for other hyperscalers which are in need of AI data centers. So align with that demand, and we would like to deliver our data center services.
So We spent a lot of time on my presentation and on Q&A. Let's now move to voting. The moderator will explain how to proceed. Online shareholders, please cast your votes on all proposals and then click the exercise button once. Voting is done in one batch. While tallying the online votes, we will proceed with the in-person vote. Now we will vote on each resolution. Online shareholders, please cast your votes via the internet. Proposal 1, appropriation of surplus, that is to say, dividend. If you agree, please applaud. Thank you. Proposal 2, partial amendment of the Articles of Incorporation. If you agree, please applaud. Thank you very much. Proposal 3, election of 9 members of the board. If you agree, please applaud. Thank you very much. Please wait while we confirm the voting results. Voting results have been confirmed. Proposal 1 and 3 received majority approval, and Proposal 2 obtained 2/3 majority. As such, all 3 proposals have been passed as proposed. That concludes the proceedings of this meeting. I hereby declare the 46th Annual General Meetings of Shareholders closed. Mr. Iijima and Ms. Erikawa retire from their roles as members of the board at the conclusion of the meeting. We have received messages from both individuals, which I will now read on behalf of the meeting. We have received the following message from Ms. Keiko Erikawa. I'd like to express my sincere gratitude for all the support I received during my tenure as an external director of SoftBank Group. Although I am stepping down from this position, I am confident that Chairman and CEO Masayoshi Son will continue to demonstrate his exceptional leadership and sincerely wish SoftBank Group continued growth and success in the years ahead.
I am truly sorry and disappointed that I am unable to attend today's annual general meeting of shareholders. It has been a great honor to serve SoftBank Group over the past 8 years during a period of significant change in the world. I would like to express my sincere gratitude to our shareholders for your continued support. Even after stepping down from the board, I'll remain a strong supporter of SoftBank Group and look forward to its continued success as it enters a new entrepreneurial chapter in the age of AI. Thank you so much, both of you, and I appreciate your precious advice. Thank you. Thank you so much. And here are newly appointed members of the board, Mr. Ohashi and Ms. Omori. First, Mr. Omori, could you give us a few words? I am Miwa Omori. Thank you so much for appointing me. So far, I have been in the financial industry, the trading, M&A, private banks, and corporate banking, and also the bond and insurance, where I was in charge of. When I was a junior trader, I experienced this bubble in Japan, and I experienced the difficult times and in this world. And also, I faced that huge impact, what can impact in the insurance industry as well. But the Lehman shock was a huge surprise to me. And so when my new team was resolved and I had to deal with the restructural matters, and I had to go through how the risk has to be governed, and it was the mixture of all these complications. So after Lehman shock, under the U.S. new policy, and so there was a difficult time for the financial industry in the U.S., and that balance, to keep balance, has been a big challenge for me. And SoftBank Group is where I feel very impressed by, because adjusting the direction in a very quick manner, and when I see it from the objective perspective, and this company has a great passion and then keep progressing aggressively, and as Mr. Sun presented today with the great vision and challenging to the new things, and I would be very happy to be able to work with you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Now, please watch this brief video message from Mr. Ohashi. Hello, everyone. My name is Ohashi, and I am honored to assume the position of External Board Director of SoftBank Group. My professional background spans approximately 50 years at Komatsu Limited, a manufacturing company. In the manufacturing sector, building long-term relationship with clients is vital. It is a business that requires a wide range of long-term perspectives. I believe SoftBank Group is a pioneer that will lead the world into the AI era. In this upcoming era, the key challenge will be bridging the real and virtual worlds. In that sense, physical AI will become crucial. I hope to leverage my extensive background in manufacturing and my long-term strategic perspective to contribute to this area. As an external board director, I'm committed to supporting the continuous growth of SoftBank Group. Thank you very much. That's really encouraging. So new to board members, be pleased to welcome. Sorry, we ran out of time of my presentation, but I hope that my passion was well understood by you. I would keep talking for another 5 hours, but we now can close this meeting. I wish I could answer to more questions, but through our business operations, and next year, I look forward to seeing you again. And the goose we will play the role as the goose for you. Thank you very much. That will be all for today. Once again, thank you very much for joining us today. Well, once again, thank you very much for attending today's Annual Meeting of Shareholders. Please make sure you have all your personal belongings with you. The exit can be crowded, so please proceed slowly. Thank you once again for your participation.